this session, we are going to be working on our turns. For our turns, we're going to start doing our positions, and the first position we're going to focus on is our arms. So the position that we're going to start with first is arm out to the side and arm in front. Now, if you spin to your right, you're going to have your right arm in front and your left arm out to the side. If you prefer to spin towards your left, you're going to switch and have your left hand in front and your right arm out to the side. Now, all of this needs to be in your peripheral vision. So that means if I'm looking forward, I can still see my fingers out here without using my head. So make sure that they're all inside your peripheral vision. We don't want this arm too far back. So this is our first position. 1. Now when we're doing our spin, we take our arms up into a 5th position. So we've got arms stretched above our head, not too much of a straight arm, slight curve, making sure we're still showing a neck and our shoulders are down. I don't want to see them coming up, okay? So girls, we have 1, 2, and then we have our finishing position, which looks like this, where we stretch open from it, okay? We're gonna do that once more. 1, 2, 3. And I'm just gonna show you from the opposite side, just in case you prefer this side. We've got 1, 2, 3. Okay, now with our legs, we're gonna either have, if you would prefer to step and spin to your right, you're gonna have your right leg in front, your left leg behind, and vice versa if you prefer to spin towards the left leg. So your preferred leg needs to come forwards. And all we're gonna do is we're gonna take our behind leg into passe, and then we're gonna step forwards. Okay? And this is a position. So we've got 1, 2, step forward, and 3. One more time, girls. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now we're going to try and put those together. Remember, your preferred leg is forward. So our arm, 1, 2, 3. And again. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and you can do those sets over to make sure that you have that muscle memory in your head, maybe 10 reps, and then 10 reps where we do it together. Okay, the next thing we're going to work on is we're going to work on our releve lift, because when we spin, we actually spin on the ball of our foot. We don't spin onto our heel. So for the positions, you're keeping that foot down, but when we come to spin, we're going to be up and releve. So girls, we're going to be using our chairs. So can you hold your chairs? We're going to do 10 releve lifts on 2 legs. Then you're going to releve lift on either leg. Okay, so left leg and 10 releve lifts on right leg. Okay? Okay, so facing forward, girls, this time you're going to use your hand on the chair. We're going to have our preferred leg forwards. You're going to go up into releve, and our knee is going to come into passe, and then you're going to let go of the chair and hold a balanced position. Use this to get your balance first, and then we're going to take our arms above our head, and we're going to try and hold it for 5 seconds, okay? Get your balance first. Good. Okay, so those ones you can do in repetitions of 10. Okay, so hold in first, get that balance, lift up, and then step forwards and finish. Okay, so girls, we're going to step forward away from our chair, and we're going to do the same thing. So this time, we are going to do with our positions, but when we go into our second position, that's going to be up on releve, then we're going to step forwards into a plie before we finish. So again, we're going to be here, 1, 2, plie, finish. And we're aiming to hold the position here for at least 3 seconds or more if you can. And we're going to do that 10 times, okay girls? Okay, so do those 10 times. If you're feeling yourself not being able to hold it for the 3 seconds or more, go back to the chair, do the position, holding it there with the chair, squeezing that core nice and tight to get that balance. Okay, we're going to move on. One of the first moves that we need to do using our turn is a half turn. So we're going to start facing you, but we're going to finish facing the back wall. Now the important thing to remember when we do our turns and our spins, when we come up here, we always step forwards out of our turn. We don't want to be leaning back and coming off balance. Remember, keeping our arms in our peripheral vision, up to our position here, which is where we spin. We don't want to be arching our back, we want to be staying up nice and tall throughout our spin. And then we're going to step and finish. And then from here at the back, you can go bring the back leg forwards, spin round, finish. So we're keeping the circle going, but each time we're stopping after a half turn. So girls, can you show 4 please? But girl, people at home, you can do at least 10 or more if you need to. If you feel yourself going off center when you're spinning and you're stepping out to the side, it might be that you're lifting that leg and that hip a little bit too much, or you're taking your body and your arms over to the side. So when you finish, make sure that you're finishing directly where you start, like parallel lines, okay? So once we've done our half turn, we can move on to our full turn. Now it's really important when we do our full turn that we spot using our eyes and our head. Where we start is where we want to finish. So whatever I'm looking at to begin with is what I need to look at the end. So that's a really good thing that you can do. Just doing what I'm doing here is spot my start and my end position. And you can do it with your arms as well to get them all the way around. Okay? So girls, can you show 4 full spins? Remember, we're going to go all the way around, we're going to step forwards, and we're going to finish. So those are things that we can practice at home for our turns. You can do them in repetition. You can go back a step before if you're struggling to get the step that comes next. But the final thing that we want to be able to achieve is that full turn on our toe with a nice finish all the way to the end. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope to see you next time.